If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same.
After me spending all offseason complaining about these outfield walls being too high, Kevin Kiermaier makes a home run robbing grab in the second inning. It was a beauty, a thing of beauty. Of course, you've seen it by now. What is it, 8-foot walls in center field? 7-foot walls? What is it?
8-foot walls.
Kiermaier country. Of course, we got our inbox was flooded.
Yes.
With comments rubbing this in our face.
In a good way, in a playful way.
In a good way. So Chris Jalafi tweeted us, and we're gonna just pick his comment as the one we're going with. But note there were dozens of these comments. You guys gonna stop crying about the new walls now? Hashtag Kiermaier.
I mean, like you said before we hit record, Adam, this is what you always wanted. Why are there tall walls at any point in this?
This
outfield?
Is the thing is like, why would you, again, if that's a 10-foot wall, it's still a nice catch, but he's just taking away a double. Right? Like, why would you want, after seeing that, if anything, I'm going to cry harder. I'm going to say, give me 8-foot walls the whole way across the outfield. Like, for real, it's
but everybody knows this about you, because the follow-up comment on that tweet was from friend of the show, Mustard Tiger, at Josh DeBecker on Twitter, and he was like, I thought of Adam as soon as this happened.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and you and I and Joel, and we're talking about it in our text chains. Like, of course, that was a thing of beauty. Like, why would you not want to see more of that? I mean, I'm grateful that we have a low wall out in center field, but give me that height the whole way across. I just don't know. Ugh. I'm annoyed. It's going to be a point of contention for me all season long. But Kevin Kiermaier, great debut in Toronto.
Yeah, he's really endeared himself to the fan base, eh?
Yeah.
How do you not love Kiermaier roaming those outfield?
Got his first ice bath of the year.
First ice bath, first dinger in Rogers Center, as a Blue Jay.
As a Blue Jay.
I don't want to talk about his previous.
We don't need to get into that.
No.
All right, let's skip ahead to the very last comment. I was going to save this for the end here, but this just ties in nicely. So James and the Giant Peach says, who's your favorite new Blue Jay? Is it Dalton, Bunt Single, Varsho? He's provided nicknames for all of them. So is it Dalton, Bunt Single, Varsho? Is it Kevin, I got it, Kiermaier? Or is it Chris, no, not that one. 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 Bassett. I mean, Chris Bassett has the best nickname, right?
I love this question. You know what? I truly am letting logic get in the way of this decision because I got to go with Dalton Varsho. Dalton Bunt Single Varsho, as he so adequately put it, right? Adequately.
I was going to say eloquently, but adequately.
Eloquently.
Yeah.
Adequately.
Decently enough put it.
Decently enough. It was good enough, right? Eloquently. Maybe eloquent is a better word to use there. I don't know.
Dalton Varsho. Yeah, it's a good choice.
But I'm going with Varsho, and it is logic. It's that he's going to be a member of this organization for a full 4 years. So get on board. Kevin Kiermaier been loving what he's providing in the outfield, and man, he's hitting 350. Nobody's talking about it because he's like 100 points under Vladdy, and nobody's talking about Vladdy because Vladdy's like 50 points on his average under Chapman. So it's just like these guys are hot. The offense is rolling, but yeah, I got to go with Varsho. Where are you at on your new favorite acquisition?
I mean, it's definitely not Chris Bassett, despite the awesome nickname. I'm enjoying Kevin Kiermaier more than I expected to. I'll say that. Well-timed cough button, by the way, Scott. Very, very nicely done.
Yeah. Choking on my coffee here.
Yeah, no, Dalton Varsho, I think Okay, here's what it comes down to for me is I was never a big believer in there not that I wasn't a big believer in, but I was never a Teoscar Hernandez is a piece of this team moving forward kind of guy. And I know it's not just a 1-to-1 exchange rate, but that's what my brain has connected is Kiermaier was the replacement for Teoscar because we got rid of
Mhm.
Teoscar and then we signed Kiermaier. And then obviously the Lourdes and
Yeah.
Moreno for Dalton Varsho. So I don't know where I was going with that. My point is the expectations, the pressure for Dalton Varsho to really
Make an impact.
make an impact and take off that sting of losing one of the prospects I was the most excited about in Gabriel Moreno versus Kevin Kiermaier, who was replacing a guy that I wasn't really high on anyways. So my expectations for Kiermaier were kind of low. And he's obviously exceeded them. But Dalton Varsho was someone that I was really hoping I would like. And it's always a
Yes.
tough spot when you hope that you like someone. But he's done everything I could have ever asked for, Dalton Varsho. The way he runs the bases, I mean, he's hitting off lefties. That was supposed to be a black hole in his swing. I mean,
He
again,
adds an
small sample
element.
size, right?
He
But
does add an element to this batting order that didn't exist before with the way he runs the bases, with the fact that he can lay down a bunt. Like that's something that this team has lacked as a skill set for years. And I'm not a guy who's big on dropping down bunts, but it is a very valuable tool to at least have in your toolbox. I I
sure.
I, I love this comment in Discord from SCTI Ian, friend of the show, and he said, and I think he really sums up the feeling on Kiermaier here for most Toronto fans. He says, "I'll be honest, I was meh on the KK signing. I saw him as a fourth outfielder and used for defensive replacements and Springer insurance. I hated him as a Ray, but as he went and stole my heart last night, I'm not sure our outfield is matched by any other team."
Okay, well, I've said it on, I think, more than one occasion in 2023 that the Blue Jays maybe have the best infield in baseball.
Mhm.
The Cardinals with Arenado and Goldschmidt, those are two MVP candidates. Blue Jays have three people that are going to get MVP votes at this pace, and Bo Bichette,
Mhm.
Vladdy, and Matt Chapman. And then we have like three guys who could be all stars if they played full time. Maybe that's generous for Kevin Biggio.
It's generous for Biggio, but the fact that Espinal and Merrifield have all-star games in their past, I mean,
There you
it,
go.
it does speak to the quality of this infield without a doubt.
But yeah, that outfield. I mean, I haven't looked at the other outfields in baseball. I'm sure Astros have a wild outfield if I really started looking at the names out there. Blue Jays have a really good outfield. Um, yeah, the three of them. If we can get 140 games out of the three of them, buddy.
I'll ask, but I like it. Oh man, that would be incredible. And I think that's what shifting Springer out of center and having three guys who can roam that center field position has really set this team up to do is maximize the amount of games that these guys can stay on the field.